It all started when I got an email from Mystic Art Pictures. Is this a scam? That's what I thought originally. I looked into it. Oh, this is real. I spent an entire day planning out, storyboarding, scripting this video to audition for Mr. Beast. My name's Mercanthony, also known as the Orange Man.
And I'm 23!
Woo! I live in Las Vegas. Pretty convenient, right? I'm a content creator. 13 years.
5 million is a lot of money, Mr. Beast, but if I had it, I would definitely help my family, and I also want to create a creator compound in Vegas to offer a space, equipment, and community.
Why do I want to compete in Beast games? Honestly, it just sounds like fun. Woo! Mr. Beast! Boom, submit. I get an email. Tells me I'm a standby and that I'm not quite a contestant just yet. Meaning that if anybody gets disqualified early or if anybody isn't able to make it for whatever reason, my call time was 1 p.m. I go rushing over to the Rio because I didn't want to be late. Did not eat breakfast. Once we're signed in, they instruct us to put our phones in the luggage. They put us all into this massive room. Now there was likely 1,000 people in this room at the time that I got in. I don't know that for sure. It's kind of hard to count people. I was just walking around making as many friends as possible. It's always good to have alliances and to know people in these kinds of things. Even if you're eventually gonna have to compete, tell all the standbys that they need to be moved to other rooms. Out of nowhere, this woman walks into the room, looks straight at me. There's like a couple hundred people in this room. Looks straight at me and goes, "You're not supposed to be in standby." And I go, "But that's what the email said." And then she's like, "That's weird." Then she just walks out. Man walks into the room. He comes to the front table and he says, "This table, come with me." We all get up. We walk down the hallway, out the door. He says, "Congratulations, you guys are the last ones to make it onto the show." And I was like, "Bro, no way." Put us all in this very luxurious bus to Allegiant Stadium. Now keep in mind, this is where the most recent Super Bowl just happened. Do some paperwork, you are officially contestants. But that was only the beginning. I'm just eating my food, talking to the other people around me, and this woman comes up to me and she goes, "Oh, Mercanthony, you're here." And I'm like, "Hi." And she's like, "You definitely don't know me, but we were both in the top 100 of phase 1 together." And I was like, "Huh? That's crazy, yo, hi, nice to meet you." She was like, "Yo, I'm so excited I saw your application go in, but I wasn't on the casting team, so I couldn't do anything about it, but I'm so glad you're here. Come with me, let's mic you up." Hold on. I didn't even know if I was gonna be in this or not. Then I became one of 50 people that got mic'd up.
You ask people to send a 1-minute video of themselves and you use that to judge their character and their energy. And so you're saying as part of that, you pick the top tier people and you're like, you get a microphone.
Yes. 40 contestants are mic'd up out of the 2,000. This board was the initial idea of who would get mic'd up.
You can't predict the stories that will form, but you can predict the people who are most likely to form them. Those people are given the microphone. So that's fascinating.
People were saying I have plot armor. They were like, "You're the main character, bro." And I wasn't even supposed to be in it 100%. My original idea of competing for this has never been for money. For me, it's pushing myself past my comfort zone, not only grow as a person, but just experience all that life has to offer. What crazier of an experience than this? The hardest reality game show of all time. It's not gonna be easy to make $5 million. My main goal is just to make it as far in it as I possibly can. They gather us up into this big hallway that the Raiders are in when they're about to run out into the field, huddled up like sardines. 2,000 people. They take down the curtain and we all go into the stadium, and I look up and I see a giant orange Mr. Beast logo, and I'm like, no way, this was meant to be. And we're all wearing blue. In every aerial camera shot, you'll see everyone wearing blue and then an orange man. Like, it's gonna stand out so much. Looking around, I see this insane set. Mr. Beast on that giant thing. You're seeing the cameras going all over the place, the drones, camera people. We see 16 platforms with what appears to be porta potties, which were porta potties. We're looking around and trying to figure out, based on our surroundings, what is gonna be the first challenge. Since I was mic'd up and I had a red wristband, a lot of the camera people would consistently come back to me, interviewing me and seeing what I thought about stuff or how I was feeling. And they're like, "What do you think the first challenge is gonna be?" I was looking at the ropes over there and the finish line at the top of the stadium, and at first I was thinking maybe we gotta climb the ropes to get to the top, but then I realized there was no net there. And once I realized that, I was like, oh, we gotta be pulling something heavy. So it's either like a car or a truck. We were pulling 10,000-pound boulders in groups of 400. Everybody formed 5 lines of 400. You know how hard it is to get 20 people to form a straight line? If only we paid attention in kindergarten. It took us literally hours counting it over and over and over. I ended up on the pink team, all the way in the back of the line. We had a lot of really strong guys in the front. I already knew that, but I needed to be strategic and use my mind to help my team. Everybody yelling over each other and trying to figure out what to do. Imagine trying to talk with each other about a strategy of 1-2 pull together as a unit so that we could beat the other teams. All we had to make sure was that we were not the last team to bring it up. I realized something. The rope is literally as long as the football field. Meaning, if we as a unit pull this rope and it goes back any further than a few feet, we will be hitting a wall. But that was gonna be a problem because if we just hit a wall, we were gonna stop. I was like, yo, we need a team of people that are gonna be routing the rope around the other side. So imagine like if the rope goes here and then there's a wall right here, I needed a team of people routing it so that it would go in the opposite direction. And then we needed a team of people calmly bringing it back in the same speed as the people that are pulling it. A lot of the girls went to the back of the rope because it was a lot easier to just like calmly bring it back. And then I was like in the back of the rope, but still on the pulling side. Everybody's hands next to each other, locked in. I'm trying to like back the weight with my hips, lean back. Mr. Beast makes the sound and we all start pulling. This is very easy to pull. It felt light. 10,000 pounds divided by 400 people is only 25 pounds per person. So if everybody puts in their effort, it should be light in theory, and it was. So I literally immediately go, everybody run, go, 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 like running in the opposite direction with the rope. And we're going super fast. I realize I don't need me pulling here anymore, so I let go, and then I turn around and I look at the people that are routing the rope. As I go to the other side of the rope and I start helping, I literally trip and fall down. 2 people stepped on me, but it's okay, I was okay. Then from the floor, looking up at the boulder, and it's at the top. And all this happened in 15 seconds. We ended up technically being in second, but we were right behind Orange. They go ahead and give us our sleeping bags. We proceed to sleep on the field. I thought it was really cool that we were sleeping on the field where the Super Bowl just happened. I sleep for like whatever amount of time. We have no idea what time it is, so having no concept of time is really weird. And not knowing what's going on or when we're gonna film next is also very weird because you don't know whether to conserve your energy or to stay up or what. I wake up and I look up and I see an orange Mr. Beast logo and it says, "Good morning!" exclamation point. I'll never forget that mental image. Just imagine like sideways looking from the floor. So funny. I saw good morning, so I figured, oh, time to get up. One of the production people comes out and he's like, guys, stop asking for breakfast. You guys literally only slept for 3 hours. We don't have breakfast ready because we assumed you would sleep for 8 hours. Go back to sleep, get your rest. You're gonna need it. I believe I slept for another 4 hours, but there's no way to really tell. We were just kind of waiting, wondering what was gonna be the next challenge and when was gonna be the next challenge. People thought we were gonna do like a briefcase challenge because notice that there was a bunch of silhouetted people in all of the seats throughout the stadium. And if you look on the opposite side, it's actually Slenderman. But we were wondering if there was gonna be like one that was Mr. Beast that we had to find holding a briefcase. But I kept telling people, I was like, there's no way they're gonna let thousands of people free in the stadium to kind of just explore and feel like that would be way too big of a safety hazard. However, it did have something to do with a briefcase. The second challenge, briefcase maze. They took out 400 tables with 400 briefcases. Now pink team, my team, was the first to actually have to do this. Originally was scary, but ended up working to our advantage. We could stand anywhere that we want. I'm standing on the side closest to the other teams. Now I heard this after the challenge from a few people, but there were people that were watching me from the other team saying, oh, Merc's not gonna make it. He's standing behind people. He's gotta go around. What is he doing? But there was something in me that told me to stay where I was. They put up on the big screen which of the cases are green and which of them are red. At the row that I was, which was the 4th row in, they had the most green spots out of the entire board. So I knew I picked the right place. Even if the 2 people in front of me were able to get the first 2, I could take the 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever, right? If I was fast enough. But there was only 1 case in that whole row that was red. So I knew I had really good chances. I even tried asking the people in front of me, hey, could I like squeeze between you guys? They're like, no chance, dude. So I took my chances. Mr. Beast makes the sound and we all go running in like it's Hunger Games. All of this happened so fast and the amount of adrenaline that was running through me, bro. And immediately one of the 2 people that were standing in front of me just trips and falls over. I had to quickly react and then jump to the side, keep running forward. One more person in front of me, he grabs a case. I keep moving forward and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna grab that case. And all of a sudden somebody comes in from the side and literally tackles the entire table and knocks over the table. So then I was like, all right, that one. And I go and I grab the next one. I was saved by the universe. Everything happens for a reason, dude. If I grabbed that case on that table that got knocked over, I would have gotten a red case and I would have been eliminated. Miraculously got a green case. 6. Made it through the second challenge. And then we went back to sleep, very comfy in my sleeping bag. Each of these days that we're waiting for these challenges, we don't really know what to do. We don't have a phone. Having no concept of time really messes with you after a while. We just tried to entertain ourselves by any means necessary. We were playing with water bottles, we were stacking cans together, we were putting like the gravel stuff into socks and then using that as like a ball. Time for the third challenge. The flags. Oh my god. So stressed. You have no idea. The amount of anxiety. We don't know the exact number of people that were left, but there was like 1,500 people, 1,400 people left. They needed to reduce the size down to 1,100. They reminded us like 4 different times not to be stupid, because if they put 10 flags out, 300 people run out, only 10 people are making it through that round. You have to be smart about if you are going to go for a flag that you knew you were going to get that flag and nobody around you was going to be faster than you and grab it. You technically do not have to participate, which is a really big rule, because I honestly thought people were just going to completely eliminate themselves by just going in the first few rounds. So I figured, let me just wait it out. If you wait the first few rounds and then enough people eliminate themselves, then you'd be guaranteed a flag. I needed to gauge how the games were going for the first few rounds. Round after round keeps going, and I keep watching more and more of my friends going through, getting their flags. I was on the far right side, all the way in the corner. We realized that the right side had significantly less people than the left side, meaning that if the entire right side worked together and communicated which flags we were going for, didn't go for each other's flags, then numbers say the right side should all make it, as long as we are not stupid. Me and Jeremy mainly, we were trying to get everyone on our road to understand, like, look, we're all gonna make it, just communicate, everybody say which flags they're gonna go for, don't go for each other's flags, and we're gonna help each other. The elderly or people who had like problems with running, we're gonna reserve the flags that are closest for you guys. And then the people who are track stars, you guys go get the ones all the way at the end. We did a really good job of helping people. There was a 72-year-old woman on our side. Mr. Beast brought out one flag. I can't stop you guys. Anybody could be the villain and steal her flag and secure your spot. And obviously none of us did that, so she made it. But round after round through, all of my friends are getting flags. And I'm like, oh, I don't have a flag. And I do not want to be in the second to last round or the last round, because that is just the worst idea. Everyone's gonna go last for sure. So I needed to be patient, but I couldn't be too patient. We're at the third to last round, and I'm realizing that the numbers are starting to run out, and I'm like, yo, this is it. Do or die. This is the round. I have to go no matter what. I'm listening to everybody around me yelling out which number they're gonna go for. I'm trying to map them in my line of sight, like, okay, that one's taken. And I yell out, yo, are any left? Nobody says anything. Nobody cares. Of course they don't care. Find a flag number that I haven't heard and is so obscure that nobody would pick it. All the way to the end. 899. Going for a far flag, you have the biggest possibility of somebody coming in from the left or right to come and swoop you if they're faster. So it was a big risk. But at the same time, I couldn't wait there any longer. I look to my right and I go, is anybody going for 899? Nobody says anything. And usually if you say somebody's number, they're gonna yell out and be like, no, that's my number, right? So nobody said anything. I look to my left and I yell it 2 times as well. Anybody going for 899? Nobody. Nothing. No answer. Okay. I'm going for 899. Nobody go. 899. And then the pressure was on, man. I know I got long legs. I don't have a lot of training in running very fast. I haven't done many sports in my life at all whatsoever. Mr. Beast makes the sound and I have laser focus staring right at my flag. I got tunnel vision, bro. Sprinting as fast as I possibly can towards that flag. People in front of me, they're grabbing their flags and then they stop. But I just keep going. I'm not even looking to my left or my right to see if anybody's catching up to me. It doesn't matter, just keep going. I grab the flag and I launch it in the air and I look straight at the cameraman and I'm like, I've never run so fast in my life. Never have I felt adrenaline like that in my entire life. Oh my god. Never. Nothing comes close to that. Final challenge. It was only a matter of time before they used those platforms. We did theorize that there was eventually going to be a last to leave the circle challenge type thing. Figured he was gonna hit us with some bribes. All 1,100 that are left of us are all on this football field. Mr. Beast goes, I need you guys to make 11 lines of 100 and make sure you can trust everyone on your team. Bro. We've been there for 4 days. There's 1,100 people all in one giant crowd, and you are supposed to now gather 100 people that not only you have seen, spoken to, but trust? Bro, I was looking at that crowd and seeing so many people that I had never even seen. And I'm getting as many people as I can. All the OGs, all the standbys, all the people I've made alliances with up until this point. And I get a pretty good group together. I definitely made sure to grab Jeremy too. If we're gonna do a last to leave, we need Jeremy on our team. We got about like 50 people that we all trust. Really impressive. Trying to gather 50 more people. Jeremy's disappeared. Do I leave or do I stay? And I'm like, I'm definitely staying because I have so many friends on this team at this point. I decided to give everyone a pep talk. This team is one of the teams that's gonna make it to the Amazon show. If you know that you have work, school, or any other responsibilities and you will not be able to be on the show, leave. Leave this team, go somewhere else. If you know that you are going to take any bribe, I don't care if it's $500,000. We're not taking any bribes on this team for a couple of reasons. Are you really gonna take the little bribe that he offers us in the qualifiers when you know there's 14 million in the real show? Are you serious? We have the rest of our lives to make $5 million or any amount of money for that matter. But only 1,000 people out of probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who wished they could have been on this biggest reality game show of all time. You're gonna give all that up just for a little bribe right now that you're gonna spend? I got really passionate. I'm sorry. But I had to make sure that my team was solid. I did not get as far as I did to lose in the last challenge.
I am very confident in this group we have here. I don't think anybody's gonna fold. We're gonna make it to that show no matter what.
Everyone's ready to go. We're not gonna get off. We all get onto our platforms. Mr. Beast is going around saying, hey, how you guys doing? How you guys feeling? Anybody thinking about leaving? Mr. Beast literally comes up to us and our whole thing literally turns around and we're like, see you, part two, see you, part two. If one person steps off, the entire platform is eliminated. Like, is anybody gonna get off? We're all like, no. He's like, all right, bring out the money. They bring out 3 things under tarps. He takes off the first tarp. $5,000. Every single platform just immediately went, oh. Mr. Beast just got booed by 1,100 people for $5,000. In any normal situation, you wouldn't boo $5,000, but on Beast Games, what is that?
To get someone $5,000.
Offer up on the table for 10 minutes. Start the timer. Nobody's really worried about it. 10 minutes goes by. Nobody's taking it. And he kicks down the wheelbarrow. All right, offers off the table. Takes off the second tarp. How about $50,000? And we all collectively once again go, boo! Wild. Before I even put that offer on the table, let me go ahead and show you what the third offer is. $1 million! Everyone goes quiet. The amount of tension, stress, thoughts running through every person's head. Oh my God, $1 million, $1 million. Is somebody on my team gonna jump? If somebody on my team's gonna jump, then I should be the one to jump because I don't want to be eliminated and not get the money. Every platform is just talking to each other to make sure like the morale is up out of nowhere. Girl steps off her platform and runs to the 50K. Every other platform starts jumping up and down for joy, freaking out, screaming. I lost my voice so quickly, so ecstatic that we made it to the actual Amazon show after all of our hard work. But here's the plot twist. She didn't follow the directions. He didn't start the timer yet. The offers were not on the table. So she eliminated her whole team of 100 people for nothing. Now I'm sure Mr. Beast probably gave her something. Her team was very angry, and I would be as well. There was rumors that apparently she heard this guy on her platform saying he was gonna go for the million. So she thought, oh, let me outsmart him. Let me go for the 50K. That way he can't get the mill. Kind of big brain, but also just a little off. Mr. Beast climbs the $5 million pyramid to start doing the outro. And I see this one dude jump into the money, and I was like, yo, everyone around me was like throwing the money in the air. I just jumped into the 5 mil while Jimmy was doing the outro and just kind of like did a little snow angel, rub it on my face, throw a lot of money in the air. That was a very fun time. And then we all walked through the golden Amazon doors for the show. Easily the craziest experience of my life. That's something you'll never forget. There's no way to truly prepare for this, and hopefully next time you see me, I'll be $5 million richer.
$1 million. $1 million.